to grammar school. We correct your life, not your words. Karen screaming at the sidewalk, drunks doing zigzags on the curb. Never bring a day to a roadside debate. Not cool to drive straight through a parade. No sex, no smoke on that card Zoom, fool. Jesus fell, bounced back, now he's watching you. Lady Judge pumping up the Florida man. Tender date sees it all. Grammar school, we put you back.
And it's hot.
Choices on the big screen. Okay.
Hey, how you guys doing today? Woo, last day of court ish. Oh, I had to flip my office around, so it's different. Let's try some feng shui. All right. How you guys doing? Because I got 14 people in here. Java got the notice. All right, you guys are ready to rock. I think we'll have I think this is closing. I wasn't sure if I had testimony and then closing, but if I do closing, I'll do the verdict too. So, no, I just wanted to change. Man, I need to get back in shape. I'm one of those guys that hates having his picture taken, so to watch myself on the camera kind of annoys me. All right, you guys are wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Let's get this party started. Or as a friend of mine in college would say, let's hip hop the G spot and rock it. Oh yeah, hold on. There's like a few seconds of this.
James Ross. Can I have parties announced for the record, please?
Brandon Prater for the state.
Lauren Espinoza for the state.
Leland McCray, stand by.
Robert Porter, stand by.
And are you Mr. Ross?
James Ross for the defense.
All right. So have both parties had a chance to review the charge of the court?
Judge, we have to say there's no objection to the charge.
Defense?
No objection.
All right. And just so the record is clear, state the court did review case law on your request for a theft, and the court is going to deny that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's
Shit,
bring
what?
the jurors in each side.
I wasn't paying attention because this was a great comment. What did they just reject? Oh, the smiling purse is now looks like a crunch face purse. Oh, God, man, it's escaping me. Hold on.
You'll have 20 minutes for argument. Is there any request for the court to give time announcements?
Yes.
Yes.
10 minutes, 5 remaining.
All right, will do.
And Judge, we'd ask for a 5-minute announcement.
Looks like we got the same uniforms. Yeah, that's it. That's what it looks like. Yes. Perfect. It's exactly what I was thinking. The sorting hat.
Present or whatever.
Yeah, hit for that. First thing I do when I
I was like, it kind of looks like it's green.
And is all of the equipment working in case y'all need to use equipment? Okay.
One day. Look at the puppy
Adriana.
dog.
Yes. You're welcome. We're ready.
All right, for the jury,
All rise. You guys are gonna be so mad. Maybe. You know what's funny too? The whole defense has the same haircut. And everybody else, well, doesn't. I like the haircut of the defense. Reminds me of
All right,
somebody.
everyone, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you received the evidence that you're going to receive in this case. I'm going to read to you what's called the charge of court. It is the jury charge. You do not have to memorize it. You will have the original when I send you back for your deliberations. Members of the
Yeah.
jury, the
Last pick.
defendant, James Ross, stands charged in count 1 of the indictment with the offense of aggravated robbery alleged to have been committed on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, James Ross, stands charged in counts 2 and 3 of the indictment with the offenses of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon alleged to have been committed on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, James Ross, stands charged in count 4 of the indictment with the offense on unlawful possession of a firearm alleged to have been committed on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas. To these offenses, the defendant has pled not guilty. 1, our law provides that a person commits the offense of robbery if, in the course of committing theft of property as defined below, and with intent to obtain or maintain control of the property, he intentionally or knowingly threatens or places another in fear of imminent bodily injury or death. A person commits the offense of aggravated robbery if the person commits a robbery as defined above and uses or exhibits a deadly weapon. 2, a person commits the offense of theft if he unlawfully appropriates property with the intent to deprive the owner of property. 3, our law provides that a person commits an assault if the person intentionally or knowingly threatens another with imminent bodily injury. A person commits aggravated assault with a deadly weapon if the person commits an assault as defined above and uses or exhibits a deadly weapon during the commission of the assault. 4, our law provides that a person who has been convicted of a felony commits the offense of unlawful possession of a firearm if he possesses a firearm after conviction and before the 5th anniversary of the person's release from confinement following conviction of the felony, or the person's release from supervision under community supervision, parole, or mandatory supervision, whichever date is later, or
Parole.
after the period described above at any location other than the premises at which the person lives. 5, the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is a felony offense. 6, appropriation and appropriate mean to acquire or otherwise exercise control over property other than real property. Appropriation of property is unlawful if it is without the owner's effective consent. Attempt to commit an offense occurs if, with specific intent to commit an offense, a person does an act amounting to more than mere preparation that tends but fails to affect the commission of the offense intended. Bodily injury means physical pain, illness, or any impairment of physical condition, including death. Conduct means an act or omission in its accompanying mental state.
I don't remember how long they were out.
Deadly weapon means a firearm or anything manifestly designed, made, or adapted for the purpose of inflicting death or serious bodily injury, or anything that in the manner of its use or intended use is capable of causing death or serious bodily injury. Deprive means to withhold property from the owner permanently or for so extended a period of time that a major portion of the value or enjoyment of the property is lost to the owner. A firearm means any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. Effective consent means assent in fact, whether express or apparent, and includes consent by a person legally authorized to act for the owner. Consent is not effective if induced by deception or coercion. In the course of committing theft means conduct that occurs in an attempt to commit, during the commission, or in immediate flight after the attempt or commission of theft. Owner means a person who has title to the property, possession of the property, or a greater right to possession of the property than the person charged. Possess or possession means the actual care, custody, control, or management of property. Property means tangible or intangible personal property or documents, including money that represents or embodies anything of value. Serious bodily injury means a bodily injury that creates a substantial risk of death or that causes death, serious permanent disfigurement, or protracted loss or impairment of the function of any bodily member or organ. 7, a person acts intentionally or with intent with respect to the nature of his conduct when it is his conscious objective or desire to engage in the conduct. A person acts knowingly or with knowledge with respect to the nature of his conduct or to the circumstances surrounding his conduct when he is aware of the nature of his conduct or that the circumstances exist. A person acts recklessly or is reckless with respect to the circumstances surrounding his conduct or the result of his conduct when he is aware of but consciously disregards a substantial and unjustifiable risk that the circumstances exist or the result will occur. The risk must be of such a nature and degree that its disregard constitutes a gross deviation from the standard of care that an ordinary person would exercise under all the circumstances as viewed from the actor's standpoint. 8, with respect to the evidence admitted in this case concerning the defendant having been previously convicted of a felony, if he was, you are instructed that such evidence cannot be considered by you as in any manner proving or tending to prove that the defendant was in possession of a firearm on or about June 1st, 2025. 9, count 1, aggravated robbery. Now, if you find from the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Ross, while in the course of committing theft of property and with intent to obtain or maintain control of said property, did intentionally or knowingly threaten or place Janice Jones in fear of imminent bodily injury or death, and James Ross did use or exhibit a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, guilty of the offense of aggravated robbery as charged in count 1 of the indictment, and do not consider the lesser included offense of robbery as instructed in paragraph 10, and do not fill out the verdict form related to the lesser included offense of robbery, but instead proceed to paragraph 11 to consider count 2. But if you do not so find, or if you have a reasonable doubt thereof, you will acquit the defendant of the offense of aggravated robbery, say by your verdict not guilty of the offense of aggravated robbery as charged in count 1 of the indictment, and next proceed to paragraph 10 to consider whether the defendant is not guilty or guilty of the lesser included offense of robbery. 10, count 1, lesser included offense of robbery. Now, if you find from the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Ross, while in the course of committing theft of property and with intent to obtain or maintain control of said property, did intentionally or knowingly threaten or place Janice Jones in fear
Just
of
like it to me.
imminent bodily injury or death, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, guilty of the lesser included offense of robbery under count 1. But if you do not so find, or if you have a reasonable doubt thereof, you will find the defendant, James Ross, not guilty of the lesser included offense of robbery under count 1. 11, count 2, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, if you find from the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Ross, did intentionally or knowingly threaten imminent bodily injury to Elisa Ramirez by pointing a deadly weapon at or in the direction of Elisa Ramirez, and James Ross did use or exhibit a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count 2 of the indictment. If you do not so find beyond a reasonable doubt, or if you have a reasonable doubt thereof, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, not guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count 2 of the indictment. 12, count 3, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, if you find from the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about June 1st, 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Ross, did intentionally or knowingly threaten imminent bodily injury to Daphne Smith, by pointing a deadly weapon at or in the direction of Daphne Smith, and James Ross did use or exhibit a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count 3 of the indictment. If you
Change
do
the
not
picture.
so find beyond a reasonable doubt, or if you have a reasonable doubt thereof, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, not guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count 3 of the indictment. 13, count 4, unlawful possession of a firearm. Now, if you find from the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that on or
depends on the
about
questions
June
they
1st,
ask.
2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Ross, did then and there, having been convicted of the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, on April 30th, 2007, and cause number 0966641D in the 396th District Court of Tarrant County, Texas, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly possess a firearm after the 5th anniversary of
Thanks,
James
Josh.
Ross's release from confinement following conviction of the felony, and James Ross' possession of the firearm occurred at 4427 De Zavala Road, San Antonio, Texas, which was a location other than the premises at which James Ross lived, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, guilty of the offense of unlawful possession of a firearm as charged in count 4 of the indictment. If you do not so find beyond a reasonable doubt, or if you have a reasonable doubt thereof, then you will find the defendant, James Ross, not guilty of the offense of unlawful possession of a firearm as charged in count 4 of the indictment. Our law provides the defendant may testify in his own behalf if he elects to do so.
Don't
This,
say
however,
anything.
is the right accorded to defendant, and in the event he elects not to testify, that fact cannot be taken as circumstance against him. In this case, the defendant has elected not to testify, and you are instructed that you cannot and must not refer or allude to that fact throughout your deliberations or take it into consideration for any purpose whatsoever as a circumstance against him. You are instructed that you must not communicate with or provide any information to anyone or receive any information from anyone by any means about this case.
Fair.
You may not use any electronic device of media, such as telephone, cell phone, smartphone, iPhone, BlackBerry, iPad, tablet or computer, the internet, any internet service, or any text or instant messaging service, or any social media platform, internet chat room, blog, or website, to include, but not limited to, Google, Facebook,
Wow, these have
MySpace,
gotten long.
Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, or X, to communicate with anyone, any information, or receive any information from anyone about this
She didn't
case,
say
or to
MySpace.
conduct any research about this case until I accept your verdict. Written statements made by witnesses to investigators or other officers, or police reports made by officers and tendered by the prosecution to the defense for purposes of cross-examination are not part of the evidence unless introduced in evidence. Many times, statements and reports may be marked with an exhibit number, but are neither offered nor received in evidence.
They made a touchscreen BlackBerry. I know they existed not too long ago. I don't know if they still exist, but they made a like a smartphone BlackBerry.
I can send only statements and reports received in evidence to the jury room. You are instructed that the statements of counsel made during the course of the trial or during the argument, if not supported by evidence, or statements of law made by counsel, if not in harmony with the law as stated to you by the court in these instructions, are to be wholly disregarded. You must disregard any comment or statement made by the court during the trial or in these instructions, which may seem to indicate an opinion with respect to any fact, item of evidence, or verdict to be reached in this case. No such indication is intended. You are instructed that the grand jury indictment is not evidence of guilt. It is the means whereby a defendant is brought to trial in a felony prosecution. It is not evidence, nor can it be considered by you in passing upon whether this defendant is guilty or not guilty. During your deliberations in this case, you must not consider, discuss.
All right, I don't remember that being so long. I'm gonna basically, the prosecution needs to prove the elements of the offense, and the jury must follow the instructions. Oh wait, hold on.
If you want to communicate with the court, notify the deputy. Any and all communication relative to the case must be written, prepared by the presiding juror, and submitted to the court through the deputy. Respectfully submitted, Judge Stephanie Boyd, 187th District Court, Bexar County, Texas, and suitable forms are attached. Are both parties ready to proceed?
She
with
read out her
closing argument?
signature.
State is ready, Judge.
All right, states, you may proceed.
long
And each
version.
side, you will have 20 minutes.
We're still thinking about stuff.
Council. Ladies and gentlemen, on June 1st, 2025, in Bexar County, Texas, James Ross, the defendant charged, committed the offenses
Here we
of
go.
1 count of aggravated robbery, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. Now I'm going to talk to you a bit about the elements in the law in this case. When you
No,
retire
we
to
just
the
heard the
jury room,
elements.
you're going to get the same packet. This is the charge of the court that Judge just read to you. Within this document contains all of the law that will govern your deliberations, okay? And now we're going to break through the elements of each offense that we have proven to you beyond a reasonable doubt. The first offense is aggravated robbery. So a person commits aggravated robbery in the state of Texas if, while committing a theft and with intent to obtain, control, or maintain control of property, he intentionally or knowingly threatens or places another in fear of imminent bodily injury or death. That's just robbery. Now, by the defendant using or exhibiting a deadly weapon, this aggravates the robbery, thus becoming aggravated robbery. Now, the underlying predicate of these offenses is theft. So theft is committed when an individual unlawfully appropriates property with intent to deprive the owner of that property. Now, it's important to note that the fact that the property sought, be actually obtained is not required. It's sufficient to show an intent that they obtain control of that property. So whether or not they're successful does not negate the fact that a robbery or aggravated robbery occurred. A deadly weapon is defined on page 4 of that charge of the court. A firearm is a deadly weapon per se. The display of this deadly weapon in and of itself constitutes a threat of imminent harm. Now, aggravated assault, the underlying of that is assault. So assault occurs when an individual intentionally or knowingly threatens another with imminent bodily injury. The use or exhibiting of a deadly weapon aggravates this assault, thus giving us aggravated assault. Now, finally, the last offense charged, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. Y'all know, as Judge read, there's a lot of words going on, but really it boils down to 2 variations. Okay, so after conviction before the 5th anniversary of the release from confinement, release from community supervision, parole, or mandatory parole, a felon is not allowed to possess a firearm, period. There's also the other variation is after the 5th anniversary or that time period, right? Whichever's later, you cannot possess a firearm anywhere but your home. Now, I want to draw specific attention to page 14 of this charge.
14.
It states that you are not allowed to let bias, prejudice, or sympathy play a role in reaching a verdict in this case. And similarly, I want you to take special attention to page 13, where it states, you are not to consider and must wholly disregard any statements of counsel during this trial that or argument that are not in harmony with the law or supported by the evidence. Specifically, I want you to remember that when defense gets up here and say, because nothing was stolen, there was no robbery. Okay? Now, my partner here, Mr. Prater, is going to get up here and tell you how the elements fit into the law. I'm sorry, the facts fit into the law under the elements. So, Judge, will reserve the remaining of our time.
Defense, are you ready to proceed?
All right, here we go.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, jury,
Oh, talk louder.
I got 20 minutes to do this, and so my life is on the line here, so I would like to gonna break this up into sections. Okay.
All right, he's not standing near a microphone, so I'll try to not yell into mine so you guys can turn your volume up if you need to.
First part. Do with aggravated robbery. As she said, aggravated robbery means that you used a gun in the commission of a theft. And I would like to point out that there was no theft. There was not even an intent for theft. As the evidence shows, the defendant went to this shop as instructed to receive pay. Okay. He left shop, sent someone in to get a better understanding of how he was to collect his money. And she returned with an instruction to bring him back so that he could collect his money. There was never any intent to steal anything. There was nothing stolen on top of that. So the entire inference of a theft taking place doesn't even fit in this category. It was a small piece of money that was sought out to be collected for an enormous amount of work that was done. The defendant was friends with these people.
The guy doing
No,
the defendant.
there was no intention whatsoever. There was no weapon found or otherwise. The display that was put on yesterday with the detective, I don't think y'all got to see the detective's interview with the defendant, but what it showed was.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That video and that interview, it's not evidence.
All right, the objection will be sustained.
Correct. All right.
All right, real quick, new poll. Although I'm not going to input the poll. How many minutes does it take for him to abandon the third person?
I'll give you. Imagine this: a cell phone and a wallet. Sort of like this is the wallet, and it being behind the cell phone. Can't really put this side on it. When I approach,
Yes.
Okay, because this will scratch up the screen of a cell phone. So, being that this will scratch up the screen of the cell phone, the flat part is on top of the cell phone.
The scratch screen defense.
Like holding it like this could be considered. Police have killed people for less than this. A cell phone is a wider grip, but with this on top of it could be considered to be like it holds a shape of a gun. I can understand that. I can't testify. All right. There was no weapon. There was no intent nor necessity for a weapon. These are people that I worked for that I was going to try to collect monies from. There was no theft. There was no robbery. There was no intent or any type of, that wasn't even an issue. Furthermore, Elisa Ramirez,
Definitely.
one of the alleged victims, Daphne also, and Janice Jones, they all knew where the defendant lived.
Oh, and he's
They had all been to the defendant's home. They've interacted in several different ways. It was a lot of stuff done. And so for this to occur, for them not to send the police directly to the defendant's home, but being charged with aggravated robbery just makes no sense. They know where the defendant lived, and they testified to that. I would like to point out the testimony of Daphne, the blonde-haired woman who came up here. So certain people, when you deal with them, they're hard to deal with and they're hard to talk to. And when you approach issues that have a deeper significance to them, and they may try to not let certain parts of that idea come to the light, they would add a manipulative tactic of fear. You're scaring me right now. I can't, and so when you try to, there's no way to approach that without making me seem like an aggressive man. Whereas I'm just trying to get a piece of that information out to share with other people. Okay. So I really feel like I wasn't able to share with you everything that took place because I couldn't fully question her. It's a matter of fairness. Now, that's a manipulative tactic, and it serves to criminalize and place in the minds of people fear because of me. Okay. I look this way. I cannot change it. I wouldn't if I could. God gave this to me. Because it scares someone else the way that I look, I can't do nothing about that. When they act like they're not scared and pretend to be my friend, but really scared of me the whole time, it puts me in a bad position. The way that this society is set up, all somebody got to do is pick up the phone and call 911 and say, hey, this guy did this to me. And 911 is going to rush out there and they're going to arrest this man and they're going to put him in jail, and he got to pay thousands of dollars to get out of jail if he can even pay it. If not, he's forced to, like me, lost everything I had, my home, my pets, my car, my life, a full-time student, a model, an actor. Well, not really, because this little $100 that I was supposed to get from this job.
Judge, I'm going to object to this improper argument. Things are in evidence.
All right, that will be sustained.
Thank you.
Okay. Everything is lost in your life once you go to jail. And all it takes for you to go to jail is for somebody to call and say, hey, I seen this guy do something.
Judge, I'm object to this. This is way outside of anything that was involved in this trial. It's improper argument. It's not in evidence.
All right, that objection will be overruled.
Overruled.
That's all it takes. Certain people in the community know that and use it as a means to control a man, otherwise not in their control, to force him to abide by their will. And this evil, dastardly tactic is something that so many men have fallen to. That's all it takes. 911 call. Have you ever walked into a room and when you walked in, everybody got quiet? Like the air sucked out when you walked in? That happens to me all the time. So I have to be extra careful with the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way that I interact with people, my level of frustration that may show on my face at any point in time, because it scares people. Now, if that scares people, how am I to live?
It's awesome.
I suffer emotion just like you do, and you. So when I get upset, if it scares you and someone calls the police and say, this man is a suspect, more back to the point. We heard the 911 calls.
We did.
Now, the second time the defendant, as testified to, went back to the shop, as testified to by Daphne, Soon as he walked in, he was yelling and loud. You were demanding money walking in the door. That simply makes no sense. How could it be? The defendant was given instruction by way of his girlfriend, as testified to come back to the shop at between 5 and 6 to collect his money. That's the instruction that Janice Jones gave for me. So for her to give me that instruction means that upon our first interaction, she didn't feel threatened. She didn't feel threatened because I didn't threaten her.
Hey, Pope.
Upon the first interview with me and Janice, I did get upset when she told me she didn't have my money because you instructed me to come up here to begin with for that. When she didn't have it, she was saying something to me and all I heard was like, yo, anybody know Charlie Brown? Raise your hand if you know Charlie Brown. Everybody heard of Charlie Brown? You know, Charlie Brown's mom used to, when she was talking to him, go, whoa, 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 whoa. This is all I heard. And I was like, let me get out of here. Baby, can you go tell her?
10 minutes.
Can you go ask her what she want me to do to get my money? And so she did. And she did. And I came back to get my money. So there was no yelling and arguing. There was no, none of that. Now, upon her telling me again that she didn't have my money, yes, I had a bad reaction, as we all are humans are capable of. And in this situation, I've learned what I already knew over again. Control yourself at all times.
I liked it. I liked it, Charlie Brown.
I let this get to me because I had plans for this money. And what I did was verbally, what was like a, what the, and that was enough to seeing her diving for cover and this other one hiding behind the chair. I'm like, what y'all jumping for? Like, whatever, man. Look, give me my money, man. Why you keep playing with me? With my phone in my hand and my wallet. Didn't I work for her? Didn't I do everything she asked me to do? This is how you do me? I respect my elders. I protect my elders, and I was taught better than to raise my voice at my elders. And I let this situation get away from me because I felt played. I was impressed by this woman's shop. Let me get back to this thing before I run out of time. Okay, as to the crimes. As to the crimes. So for aggravated robbery, it got to be a gun. It got to be a theft. Even though the theft didn't have to take place, it had to be an attempt at a theft. None of these are the case. They made it clear that one, nothing was stolen, and two, we heard the phone calls. We know that the defendant's entire intention was to go and collect money that was owed to him. Everybody knew it's clear that if there was money owed to him, the work that he did, the money that on top of the money that was owed to him, after the interview with the detective, she paid. She paid him this money that he went to collect. All of this for that. Had she given the defendant the money when he went to collect it, there would have been none of this. But after it's all done and said, and the police are involved and lives are on the line, now you pay? It's some laudable fixture of what you created? This is the result of it. Only I have to suffer. There's no theft at all. There was no assault for Daphne or Elisa because there was no pointing a gun at them. When I was talking to them in that heated moment that was recorded by the 911 call, my phone in my hand. talking like this? Why you keep playing with me? Like, what? Didn't I work? Didn't I operate in good faith? Didn't I work for free 4 days? At the end of the second day of work, I asked for a portion of my pay. Not the entire thing, because I know she said that we aren't gonna get paid till the end of the job. I said, can I have 20 bucks? Get a little something to eat tonight and have gas money to make it back tomorrow so I can complete this job for you. Not my entire pay. So that's all it took. Another man that was there gave me $20 as testified to. But at that point, I felt like her whole intention was to get this work out of me and not pay me in the end. So I was like, if you don't give me anything, if you don't give me anything at all, I'm not coming back to work for you anymore. She took that as a threat. I took that as a sign of
5 minutes.
I took that as a sign of what could possibly be coming from this thing. I worked for you for 2 days in good faith, not getting any money. Asked you for a portion of my pay so that I could come back and continue working for you. And you're not even willing to give it to me. Took the whole attitude, became angry with me. I'm like, you know what? You trying to get over on me. You know what? Keep it. All that you can keep it. I'll get it later or whatever. I'm not coming back up here to work for you again. And I did. I did
Keep
everything
it,
I
but I'll
could
get
to
it back
stay
from
away
you later.
Going back up to the shop. Only reason I went up there is because she instructed me to. That being the case, there's no theft. There was no attempted theft. There was no gun as they testified to. But you know, are any of y'all aware of Breaking Bad? It's a series on AMC. Okay, it's a scene in Breaking Bad, and I gotta kind of hurry up and wrap it up. But this scene in Breaking Bad, this dude is in his house and he's smoking drugs. Okay, and outside of his window, he sees Jehovah's Witnesses, on their bikes. Okay, they come into his house and to push the doorbell, right? As they doing this, the drugs kick in. Boom. And when the drugs kick in, all of a sudden, this looked like biker gang pulling up on him. He's like, oh no, and then so he runs and hides in the closet and like, because it's a big biker gang outside, and these little skinny dudes, Jehovah's Witnesses with their helmet on for their bikes, and like, hey, so this whole inference that everyone's given that testified about me coming in here as this big bad man is doing all this hollering and screaming, demanding money is just not true. That's not the way it went. It's not the way it worked. That's not how I even operate. I had permission to be where I was at. I was, in fact, invited twice for the purpose of collecting monies owed. There was no intent to steal anything. There was no weapon. There was no weapon found. There's no crime here.
I'll go get him.
Except them being mad at me because I left them to have to pay someone else to do the work that I would have done. And I guarantee you they did not do as a good job. So they gonna show me, I'm gonna show him by putting me in this position. I couldn't understand it myself, but then I found in my mind that that's the only thing it could be. When I refused to come back and work for you, now a woman's hell is no fury like a woman scorned. Now you gotta go find somebody else to try to get the quality of work that I was giving you. It's difficult. I work hard. Defense rests, Your Honor. Thank y'all.
All right, State, you have 16 minutes.
Thank you, Judge. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long week. And unfortunately, my friends, this is the hard part. This is when y'all have all the odds in front of you, all the testimony, everything that we have, and now it's time for y'all to make the call. If y'all remember in jury selection when I was talking to y'all about guilt innocence,
Paw
What we're
Patrol.
talking about right now, basically the question, did he do it? Did I do my job? Did I prove to y'all beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Ross over there committed all these counts? And the answer is yes. Let me take y'all through why. Let's see. Count one. On June 1st, 2025, James Ross, while in the course of committing theft of property and with the intent to obtain and maintain control of said property, intentionally knowingly threatened and placed Janice Jones in fear of imminent bodily injury and death, and the defendant used or exhibited a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. There's another wrinkle there where it's robbery now. You know what the difference is between aggravated robbery and robbery? That. So the facts. This isn't TV shows. This is real life. This is what y'all heard. This is what was directly in front of y'all. Janice Jones' testimony. Terms of the employment were clear. No payment until the job was done. Mr. Ross did not complete the job, and he wasn't going to wait for the job to be done. Even though he was told everyone gets paid when the job's finished, he
I
wanted
got
his
plenty
money
of that too.
now. 911 call, where it's confirmed from the defense's own witness that that's his voice. I'm not waiting for you to get it finished. In order to get his money that he did not have a right to because he did not complete the job and it was not time for payment, he threatened Janice Jones. Give me my fucking money. I know where your store's at. I know where you live. Does anyone here think that that is not a threat against her? To say, I know where you are. I know where you sleep at night. Maybe I'll come pay you a visit. That's a
It's a
mob
good
if I've
argument.
ever heard one.
Jackson,
Janice testified.
Sustained.
Janice testified that she saw James Ross pull a silver gun, wave it around, and point it at Dawn and Alyssa before putting the gun under her throats. Now, defense is trying to say that this is all a plot by Ms. Jones and these two other women to squirrel him out of that money. He says that Ms. Jones is a vindictive, manipulative person. Listen to her talking on 911 call number 2. Does she sound like she's being angry? Does she sound like, you saw her up there. Does she sound like she was being manipulative? Does she seem like someone who would lose it on somebody? There's only one person losing it on that 911 call.
Yep.
Count number 2. On or about June 1st, 2025, James Ross did intentionally and recklessly threaten imminent bodily injury and death to Alyssa Ramirez by pointing a deadly weapon at and in the direction of the complainant, and the defendant used or exhibited a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. How do we prove this up to you? Alyssa's testimony. The terms of employment were clear. No payment until the job was done. Same as Janice. James did not complete the job, and he wasn't going to wait for the job to be done. He wanted his money now. He came in that day. She hid behind a chair, and we can hear her. We can hear her on the 911 call number 2. That's her 911 call, where she called 911. She sat on her phone as she testified to, and we can hear the whole thing in real time as it's happening. Alyssa testified she's hid behind a chair. And when James Ross saw her, he pulled the chair away and pointed a gun down at her.
Did
She
he point
described the
a guy at
gun
him?
not as a silver gun, but as a dark gray revolver. Gray and silver. As I said in bridge section, I want y'all to think. I want y'all to use common sense. Are gray and silver pretty close?
Yeah.
And number 3. On June 1st, 2025, James Ross did intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly threaten imminent bodily injury and death to Daphne Smith by pointing a deadly weapon at in the direction of the complainant, and the defendant used a deadly or exhibited a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. The facts. Testimony by Dawn, by Daphne Smith. Again, the terms of employment were clear. No payment until the job's done. James Ross did not wait. He wanted his money now. Daphne testified that James Ross, when he came in, picked her up by her sports bra and threw her against the wall. That testimony is backed up by Alyssa and by Janice. They all said he came in and did the same thing to Daphne. Daphne described the gun as silver and the shape of an L. Remember, she was up there and she was doing, it was in this shape. Not this little shape like this here. She did not describe it as just one little spot. She described it in the shape of an L. Y'all remember? That does not jive with the defense's theory. Daphne said that she saw James Ross. She demonstrated for y'all that he pulled it from the front of his shorts. He didn't pull it from his sock. He didn't pull it from the back of his pants. He pulled it from the front.
That's a good question. I'll bring it up when they do the verdict.
Use your common sense. Do people keep their wallets up in the front of their shorts? Or do they put another object there? Daphne testified that she saw James Ross put the gun to her head. She said she felt threatened. She felt that James Ross was going to kill her. Y'all heard her say to his face, "You know what you did that day." Count 4. On or about June 1st, 2025, James Ross, having been convicted of a felony offense, to intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly possess a firearm after the 5th anniversary of the defense release from confinement, and the defendant's possession occurred at a location on the premises at which the defendant lived. State exhibit number 2. Case number 9666641D, State of Texas versus James Ross. Convicted. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. This is going back with y'all. The place where he possessed it at. Stacy's alterations. Place where he did not live.
What is your objection?
Making it seem like the gun that I had was used
Yeah, we get a verdict today.
at that scene.
All right.
Not supposed to be able to use the inference that justifies this.
All right, the objection will be overruled. You may continue.
Thank you, Judge. James Ross was convicted right there, State Exhibit 2, of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. James Ross possessed a weapon by having a gun in his hand. That's the testimony of Janice, of Alyssa, and of Daphne. He possessed that firearm after the 5th anniversary from his release from confinement. That's in the judgment right there. He possessed it at a place where he did not live, JC's alterations at 4427 De Zavala Road. Now let's get to this. Detective Bosque testified that a silver wallet could be seen as a gun. Former law enforcement officer, I respect that. I respect his opinion. And he's right. It could be seen as a gun, no doubt or question. But could is just possible. What's the difference between possible and probable? It's possible that I could win the lotto tonight. It's possible that we could all win the lotto tonight. But is it probable? I haven't won yet. Let me ask you, what are the odds that one person mistakes a wallet for a gun? It's possible. It's possible that one person can make a mistake. I'll even concede there was Janice made the wrong call, just like we talked about with the detectives, about she said she made the wrong identification of James Ross. It's possible for a person to make a mistake. They went back and she was able to pick him out of not just one picture, but 6 pictures and say, that's the guy. Let me ask you, what about 2 people? Can 2 people mistake a wallet for a gun? That's starting to get unlikely. But 3 people, all in the same room, all looking at the same object in the same moment, in the same instance, can 3 people look at a silver wallet and think it's a gun? Now we're getting into extremely unlikely territory. 3 people say that James Ross pulled a gun. 3 people up there testified to y'all that it was a gun. The demonstrative was never shown to any of the witnesses. They were never able to say, that is not the object that I saw that day. 3 911 calls, all saying he had a gun. Gun at gunpoint. He had a gun. No one was talking about the silver wallet until the defendant brought it up in his interview. Let's talk about the defense's witness, Twania. So she testified first
Pebbles.
that she yesterday to y'all that she did not see James Ross with his wallet when he went into alterations. After I pressed her a little more, her story changed up to yes, I saw him with his wallet. It was in his hand when he was going inside.
It's a Ridge wallet, so if you saw it, it's not as feminine as it might. If it was like a silver leather wallet, yeah, it would sound a little bit feminine. But it's like where's my wallet? It's a metal wallet basically.
So it went from I didn't see anything to oh no wait, yeah, I did see it once I started pressing her. She testified that James Ross is known to have his wallet in his pants or in his socks. She testified that she did not know if he had it in the front of his shorts, the place where Daphne said Mr. Ross pulled the so-called silver wallet. Let me ask y'all, as I said, and as I told y'all the whole time, I want y'all to think, which one of these scenarios is more reasonable?
5 minutes.
Thank you, Judge. Scenario number one, James Ross has faked this whole thing. He knew that when he went in there, he better not have a gun. There we go. He knew that when he went in there, he better not have a gun because he's a convicted felon. So he concocted this amazing scheme where he's going to go in, he's going to wave around his silver wallet and just pray to God that 3 people in a well-lit room with this object close to their face in broad daylight are just going to mistake it for a gun. Or scenario number 2, he had a gun and he threatened Janice and Alyssa and Daphne that day. But then he gets word from Detective Alvarez that, hey, we need you to come in. So it's like, oh, I need to come up with something. Maybe
Quadruple.
if I use my silver wallet, I can swing the detective, be like, yeah, I didn't pull out a gun. I just pulled out my wallet. There was no gun there. There was nothing going on.
Oops.
Perhaps they mistook this for a gun. All this while texting Janice. Call up the cops. Ag Rob starts at 40 years. He didn't get arrested that day. And like Daphne said, he knew what he did that.
Wait, hold on. What did he just
40
say?
years. If I use my silver wallet, I can swing the detective, be like, yeah, I didn't pull out a gun. I just pulled out my wallet. There was no gun there. There was nothing going on. Perhaps they mistook this for a gun. All this while texting Janice. Call up the cops. Ag Rob starts at 40 years.
He texted
He didn't get
her
arrested that day. And like Daphne said, he knew what he did that day. So we had time to concoct this story so that he can try and swing this with the detective and see if he can throw him off the trail. So let me ask you, those 2 scenarios, it's all about proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Which one is reasonable? And which one is unreasonable? Y'all remember this? Circumstantial evidence? I don't have the boulder here. All I've got is the gravel. Let's go over the gravel. 3 witnesses, all with very similar stories about James Ross and a gun. 3 911 calls, all talking about gun at gunpoints. James Ross was seen pulling a gun from his front waistband, not from his back pocket, not from his socks, his front waistband. Twania changed her story. Twania said that he doesn't keep his wallet, the object that he allegedly used to fake this in his front waistband.
Misrepresentation.
All right.
That's from the witness's testimony.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you remember the testimony as you received it.
The coup de grace. Detective Alvarez tells James Ross, hey, I'm doing this courtesy call. If you got a warrant, I'm going to tell you need to come in. When James Ross gets that call, guess what? He never comes in. Breaking another promise. He said he'd work the whole week, and he didn't. He said he would come in, and he didn't. He never did. I'll have all the pieces in front of you. Now it's time for y'all to make the call. Can y'all see the picture that is in the puzzle, even with the spots missing? The answer is yes. Y'all have what you need. Y'all have proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Because of that, I'm gonna ask you to do this. This is a copy of the packet y'all are gonna go back with.
Welcome through the packet.
Count 1, aggravated robbery. We, the jury, find the defendant James Ross guilty.
Could be.
Sign right there. If y'all don't believe me, and y'all think a gun was not involved, he did all this in the course of committing theft. And as Judge said, course of committing theft is the conduct occurs in an attempt,
He's almost done.
attempt, not completion, attempt to commit during the commission or in immediate flight after the attempt or commission of theft. Defendant is trying to say he didn't steal anything, so there was no robbery. As Detective Landrum said right up there, if you walk into a bank with a gun demanding cash with a bag in your hand and they lock the doors and close the windows and you walk out with nothing, does that mean no harm, no foul? Does that mean, hey, you didn't get anything, so
Time.
good to go?
Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this case
So
has been
you-
proved beyond a reasonable doubt.
You call time.
All right, that's overruled. Time, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
We ask that you come back with a verdict of guilty. Thank you.
Objection. He called time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Deputy Lawrence got something to the back, and we can go off the record. If I could have Trench and Lindbergh remain behind. The rest of you will head out the door.
All right, for the jury.
All rise for the jury. All right, guys, what do you think? Let's do the poll results first. Oh shit, where'd they go? Well, I can tell you the answer to the question was on the higher side. I believe the answer was, what would Josh say? Hold on. 2+ hours. I think it was over 3, and then we're gonna subtract an hour for lunch, so it's still over 2 hours no matter what. So they deliberated for over 2-ish hours. When I watch these, I always try to look for reasonable doubt. This one was kind of tough. I honestly, I didn't agree with a lot of the things I saw in the comments. And that being said, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, let's do this, and then I'll circle back. Yeah, I think they got an hour lunch probably. I thought there was reasonable doubt. Oh, the one thing I wanted to comment on, but then again, I thought the main witness was credible. I thought I had to go back and listen to the 911 calls, which I'm not going to do here. I thought there was a reasonable threat on the 911 calls. I have one question for an attorney if there's one in here, but we'll do the verdict first. Oh God, where is it? Oh shit! I thought I didn't have it for a second. Okay.
All right, we're on the record in the state of Texas versus James Ross. It's the court's understanding that the jurors have reached a verdict. Mr. Ross, I want to let you know that I have no idea what the juror's verdict is. I will only know once it's presented to me for either side. And if there are witnesses here, there's not to be any outbursts in this courtroom, no matter what the verdict is. So for the record, who's present in the courtroom?
State.
All right, let's bring the jurors in.
All rise. I wonder what they got for lunch. That probably has something to do with the verdict too.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the court's understanding that you've reached a verdict in this case. Is that correct? And is that verdict unanimous in each count? All right, if you'll hand the verdict form to Deputy Laura, please. Thank you. All right, if the defendant will please rise. Count one, it states, we, the jury, find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of aggravated robbery as charged in count one of the indictment. Count one, lesser included offense of robbery. It states, we, the jury, find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the lesser included offense of robbery under count one. Count two, it states, we, the jury, find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count two of the indictment. Count three states, we, the jury, find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count three of the indictment. Count four reads, we, the jury, find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of unlawful possession of a firearm as charged in count four of the indictment. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled? All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the deputy will take you back to the jury room and I'll come back and speak with you briefly. Everyone, please rise for the jurors.
Not guilty. All charges. To be honest with you guys, I think that's what sold me on doing this trial. Nothing.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, Mr. Ross, if you would like to have a conversation with your standby counsel.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a little dick flute, but I thought it was interesting to see a pro se on violent felony charges. I mean, just legally, I thought that was it. I mean, just from I don't know, just from it's just interesting to see the way that played out. So up until the closing arguments, I was like 60% sure that, okay, first of all, I'm sure that he assaulted somebody, and I don't know why he doesn't. So one of the charges was assault with a deadly weapon, but then there was the lesser charge of unlawful possession. But I don't know why there's not a lesser charge from assault to like simple battery. But then again, I'm sure that's something the prosecutors have to decide on what they're going to, indict him with. There was never a weapon found. I didn't think that two of those witnesses were that credible. I found Miss Jones very credible, if not a saint, like we talked about. But who knows? I don't know. I think the waistband argument was credible. I think honestly, I thought he did a pretty good job in closing arguments by talking about the crime. I mean, he was erratic. He was all over the place. But if you go back and watch it, like he touched on his own stereotypes. He touched on it. He was trying to appeal to the motions. He sold the gun. He sold the wallet thing pretty damn well. You know, I think the prosecution. So going into closing arguments, I was 100% sure that he did it, but I was like 65% sure that he was going to be convicted of it. And then the prosecution started using words in closing arguments like fill the holes in and reasonable versus or possible versus probable. And I'm starting to think, well, all right, now I got to go back and listen to the 911 call. And when I listened to the 911 call, to me it sounded like there was a threat, right? Obviously, they can't prove a gun, but it sounded like there was a threat, but it wasn't a direct threat. It was a passive threat, like I know where you work, blah blah blah. So I don't know, guys. I'm sorry to put you through that one. I thought it was interesting. That was interesting. And that's it. They just needed a little bit of reasonable doubt, and the prosecution just didn't hit all those bullet points. They should have charged him with a lesser crime, and they probably would have convicted him of the simple battery. They probably could have. I think they could have had a lower robbery charge if there is one, but I don't know. Yeah. But he definitely seems like he's a bit of a firecracker. So, but guess what? We're done. We are done, and I get to go back to body cam. I'm just not going to do it today because I got stuff to do. Yeah. Sorry, I won't do it again. This is gonna be the earliest stopping point I've ever had. I thought I forgot to count for the yeah, well, and then there's that too. All right, let me see if I can dig up a body cam video. I forgot to count in the jury deliberation time when I timed out the stream. Oh, I've got another pro se. Just for the heck of it, I downloaded the same pro se that Mike did yesterday. You guys want me to play that one? Oh wait, no, I don't have it uploaded. All right, let me check the archives real quick. It was kind of cool to see one win. I don't know if that's the one I wanted to win, but I mean, even the prosecutor was talking about the gaps in their own argument at the end. Oh shit! I got people calling me. All right, let me check my files. Oh, I know I have some soft sits hanging around in here somewhere. I don't know if I downloaded them or not. All right. Oh my god, the California body cam one was pretty funny. All right, you know what? Let me download one real quick. Who sent it to me? Oh, I think Manny sent it to me. Not a soft sit. Oh man. I know Dart J sends me a lot of I think the California body cam ones are fantastic, but they're all super long. However, it looks like we got time. All right, hold on. Give me a second here. There's not many people left. Oh, what are you guys gonna do with the big an hour? Oh wait. Yep, they're crooked, just like they should be. Honestly, I haven't watched this whole thing, but I'm gonna play it just based on the tire alone. All right, guys. To not leave you hanging. Sorry. I think we learned something. All right, here we go.
The one that didn't see was passed out talk. The one that was driving is highly inebriated. She stopped and asked me for information. This is her name. Okay. She's from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm just stalling until you guys got here because she's going to crash. So her name is Senor.
The one driving right
Yeah,
now?
the one driving Senor Cam C-A-N.
Okay.
She's yeah.
How's
You
that?
guys want to use
Yeah, I
that?
appreciate it.
Yeah, they're drunk. She can kill somebody.
Hello.
When they ask you to step out the car, you guys are gonna love this one.
Good. What's going on tonight?
She's just drunk.
She's drunk. Have you had anything to drink tonight?
A little bit, but not as much as her.
Does she need an ambulance?
No, she needs some water.
All right. How much have you had to drink tonight?
I had 2 shots, and I was drinking some water. I got the hiccups. So
Okay. All right. You mind stepping on and doing some tests?
Sure.
All right.
What's her name? Angel.
Angel. All right. Come over here. Want to step over here? All right. Oh. Right over here. You want to face me? Turn around. All right. Do you wear any glasses or anything? Contacts?
No.
Do you have any problems with your vision?
No.
Okay. The first test I'm going to do is going to test your eyes. I need you to do stand.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta make a phone call real quick. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is Angel.
Stand together with your feet together, your hands at your side. All right. What's your first name?
Sonori. Oh, Sonori. I got the hiccups. Sonori.
Okay.
2301 Central. Please send me EMS.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Just follow the tip of my pen, your eyes and your eyes only. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Nope, just with your eyes. All right?
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yes. I understand.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just keep your head look straight. Look your head facing me and just follow your eyes. Keep your head straight.
Yeah.
Hey, here we go. Police department. Hey, real quick. There we go. How are you? You alright? Sure.
You see my pen?
Oh, I can. I just got the hiccups. So I can see it, man.
Okay.
Black and orange. I see.
Okay. All right. The next test I'm going to do is called the walk and turn.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna get you into the starting position. I'm gonna have you come over here. What I'm gonna have you do is stand right here with. All right. Stand right there. And
This way?
facing me. I'm gonna have you walk this way. All right. I'm gonna have you with your right foot. Keep it
This is
still.
my right.
Yep. Over the right foot. Keep your foot still and put your left in front of it, and touch heel to toe. And keep your hands at your side. All right. Don't move until I tell you to do so. Okay? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna explain the instructions to this next test. Don't do it until I tell you to do so. All right?
Sure.
All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take 9 heel to toe steps up, do a series of small steps to turn around, and then take 9 heel to toe steps back, counting out each step.
Okay.
I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to do 3 just for demonstration purposes, and then you're going to do the full test, okay?
Okay.
All right. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. On your 9th step, you're going to take a series of small steps, and then count out loud. 1, 2, 3, so on and so on.
9.
9. Yes,
Okay.
I'm only doing 3 just for.
Because you just show me, yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand those instructions?
Yes.
Okay, you may begin.
Again?
Nope, all good. All right. The next test I'm going to have you do is called the one-legged stand. Do you have any medical problems with your legs that will prevent you from doing that?
No.
Okay, perfect. What I'm going to have you do is stand with your feet together and your hands at your side. Don't do anything until I tell you to do so, okay? All right. What you're going to do is you're going to lift either foot, whatever one you choose, 6 inches off the ground, keeping your flat foot parallel with the ground. And then you're going to count out loud 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, so on until I tell you to stop.
Okay.
Do you understand those instructions? All right.
So like 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yep. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Oh, I'm going towards you.
Nope, you're going to stand still. So you're going to keep your feet together. You're going to pick either foot you want. And then you're going to raise 6 inches. Oh, I'll tell you when to do so. You can put it down. Take about 6 inches off the ground and count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, so on until I tell you to stop counting.
Okay.
All right, just give me 1 second. I'll tell you when to start. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You may begin. Make sure you count out loud.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Can you continue?
I promise you, she's okay.
All right. You're fine.
I'm sorry. I saw the ambulance and I got like scared.
You're fine.
I
just
got
put
scared.
your hands behind your back. All right. You're too intoxicated to drive. All right. You're going to be placed on arrest or drive while intoxicated. All right.
That's fine.
All right. Do you have anything like any pants or anything in your car?
Hey, there's Manny. You guys can thank Manny for this one. Indefinitely. Absolutely. 1 bazillion% mark worthy.
Or no, you're wearing a bathing suit.
I'm gonna say y'all can check my car. It's fine.
Do you have no? Do you have any like a?
I had a skirt.
Where is that?
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah. She can check it. It's fine.
Okay. Do you have your?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna wait till she puts that around. Do you have any like ID, driver's license?
Yes, I told you my name is Sonori.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you have your driver's license or anything?
It's in the wallet.
It's in the wallet. Where's your wallet located?
Come on, I'm gonna keep my hand behind my back.
You're fine, man. You're being proper.
It gotta be in there.
Okay. Where would it be?
Probably in the front, but I put it in her fanny pack.
In her fanny pack?
Yes. It's not back there, baby.
Oh, it's not back there. Where would it be? In the back?
No, even in the back seat or the front seat.
In the back seat or the front seat?
Yeah, I didn't see it in the back.
What color's the fanny pack? Blue?
No, it's a clear fanny pack.
Clear
and
fanny pack?
It's black.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You found it?
Okay. Do you have insurance and registration on the vehicle?
I do have insurance. I do have insurance. I'm insured with Geico. I'm from Maryland,
Okay.
Cecil County.
All right.
Yes. You
All
know, I'm gonna keep my family. It's back there.
You want to?
I give you my full name, everything.
You're fine. You're fine. We'll get it. Yeah. All right.
I don't drive without insurance.
I got you.
I promise you.
That's all right. All right. I'm here.
Hang tight for me. Huh?
Just hang tight for me.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah, I got you. All right, you can come with me.
Okay.
The electric stone on the center console.
It's a white.
Yeah. It's clear.
But it's dead. But yes, that's my phone.
Okay.
That's my phone.
I didn't get your name. I'm sorry. What is it?
It's Sonori Drummond.
Sonori. All right, we're gonna go to this one.
Sonori.
You're good. I already unlocked it. Throw that up front for me, then. Yeah. Appreciate it. Pretty good. And take a seat. I don't know if my air's on, but I'll make sure I turn it on if not. You're good. All good? All right.
Okay, I can add this to my list of unique shit that I've seen over my 40 years in the fire service. Strippers pull up to the firehouse with a carload of money. Drunk and full of stuff.
From Baltimore.
From Baltimore. I don't see anything alcohol or anything.
Lima Delta, Echo November. First name Tango Alpha, Mike Alpha, Romeo Alpha. No.
You know what? I just realized I have a story that I was working on, a feel good story that I'll end with. It's not something I normally like to do, and I was going to do it as a short, so I don't have a lot on it. But I'll end you guys with I'll end this with the feel good story.
I mean, again, it's just that towel, or one of those
She's
towels
a
on top.
prick. I had that Mickey. Hey Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my. I've had that song stuck in my head all day, but now I have. Oh, look at the cash. Oh God, dollar bill, y'all. Yo, I bet she does well. There's a certain type of audience, you know. There's, and I'm thinking about how my truck's been broken into 5 times. I need to move to her neighborhood.
Cover her. Okay.
Yeah, I've been up here.
Oh, I didn't. You want me to look? I can look. I found a top, and I found a vape.
There's a top.
There is a. I mean, there's a Stanley. There's nothing in it. All right. There could have been.
And they're all singles.
Oh, I found
Some pants.
found a shirt or a sweatshirt. All right, at least something.
It's like a scarf to her.
What, is she in my car or your car? She's in mine. Hey, man. Did you give an officer all your information, your first, last name, date of birth, and all that yet?
I gave my I didn't give my date of birth.
No problem. But I'm gonna keep this with you.
That's fine.
Shirt and stuff.
Can we keep? I just need to breathe.
I got you.
Okay.
That's fine.
Breathe.
Let's check you out.
No, I just need I just need air.
Yeah.
I
Like I
just
said,
air.
I did crank there, but obviously,
I
like I
just
said,
need air.
we found a shirt in there and a towel.
A towel, yeah, my kids. I got a couple of towels in there.
Okay. So, do you know anyone in this? Do you know anyone
My kids, they sit in the back with all the cash.
in this area?
I do.
You do. Anyone that will be able to come pick you up in about a half an hour or so?
Listen, I'm at a hotel.
Yeah.
I'm at the Sonesta Select.
Okay.
I'm at the Sonesta Select by the airport,
I understand.
Philadelphia Airport.
But do you have anyone in this area that can come pick
Philly.
you up?
No, I'm at the. That's what I was saying. I'm at the airport. No, I don't.
You don't know anyone? All right. Did you get financial? Okay. Oh, thank you. I'm just trying to see what we're gonna do with her.
By the way, she's also gonna be my future, every once in a while, guest star co-host.
Is she okay?
She's all right. She said she used the bathroom, so the EMTs.
Yeah, that's why I left her in the car. That's why I left her in the passenger
Yeah.
seat.
Can't download this video.
So you flew here?
I drove.
You drove? Okay.
I drove.
Did you drive here today or yesterday or some other day?
Today.
Today?
Earlier today, yeah.
Okay.
Earlier today. So I came here. It was for an event. We was in like Lindenwood, New Jersey. We made some money. That's the money that's on the backseat.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like too drunk.
Yeah.
So I was looking for her phone. I promise you, I'm not like delirious.
I got you.
I was looking for her phone, and I'm like, "Where's your phone?" My phone died, and y'all. I don't know.
And then she can't find hers.
Yeah,
So
she couldn't find her.
I said it at the beginning, but I already forgot. I think it's Angel.
I'm like, "Where's your phone? Where's your phone?" But I promise you, I'm not delirious. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, I got
But
you.
yeah, she was looking for. I was looking for her phone. She was looking for my phone, but she was like sleep. So I'm like, "Oh my god." Oh.
You have a Maryland ID?
I do, but I was telling them it was in a wallet inside the clear fanny pack.
Oh, that's okay. I just didn't know if you had Maryland or New Jersey or something.
No, I have Maryland.
You have Maryland? Do you have Jersey?
Huh?
Do you have a New Jersey one?
No, I
Okay.
don't have a New Jersey one.
Okay.
They drove here from Maryland this morning.
Yeah, we drove like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like 1.
It's Janor, right?
Sonori.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sonori. I say
It's
Sonori.
fine. As long as you got the
Sonori.
spelling.
Where was the event at in Lindenwood? Was it just a house or like an actual like?
It was like a residential place.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a pool party. You know, we
Okay.
had fun.
I got you.
We had fun. She got too drunk. I was like, come on, let's go. Let's go. Like, we gotta go.
Mhm.
Back to our hotel. Like I said, we had Sonesta Select by Philadelphia Airport.
Okay.
And I'm like, let's go. But that was after that, that was it.
I got you.
That was it.
All right. I'll be right back. I am gonna shut this for a second. Just a second. I'll be right back.
I kind of like her. I'm not gonna lie.
Hanging in. They are all right. All right.
Thank you. I'm okay.
Yeah. I was about to say we're gonna take off in a minute, so luckily the station's.
I was about to say, I want y'all to do
a
whatever
few
y'all
feet
gotta
away.
do.
I know.
Yeah. I promise, I want y'all to do whatever y'all want to do. They could look. Oh, they thinking of my makeup.
No, I know. Well, your friend is. She's still. We're trying to help her find her phone. She can't find it.
Yes, that's what I was like, where's your phone?
Right after Rusty said that, the stream count went down one more. Oh shit! I accidentally rewind it. Hold on. At least now I gotta push it forward a little bit.
Maryland tonight.
No. Yeah.
We're not. We're not.
No,
doing
it's
it.
cool.
We're not
Stop
doing
leaving.
it.
Okay.
Into the process room and you get that all started.
Yeah.
And I'll bring your friend back.
Okay.
We just gotta get you guys a ride. You guys a ride. You guys have to have someone sober come and pick you up.
Look, that's fine.
Yep, you're being very quiet. I'm just letting you know the process of it. In New Jersey, driving while under influence is only a traffic offense. It's not criminal, so you're not going to go to jail. Okay, but we do need someone to come and sign you out, though.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you.
It's just a traffic offense.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna go that way. No, you're fine. Okay, good.
That's not gonna do anything for her.
No, you're good.
I love the lack of drama, the confidence in the outfit,
Make a right and then another right.
you know, I was
Yep,
drinking,
nope,
I
this
was
one's-
driving, I'll face the consequences.
All right, I'm gonna get you on that bench.
She is polite.
Give you on handcuff.
Yep. We gotta give her a nickname to use in future chats.
Get these off you.
Is there like an extra bra on the side?
All right, it's up to you if you want to wrap the towel around you, if you want to put the sweatshirt on or whatever. All right, whatever you're feeling. And I'm gonna give you the one. I do have to put one arm on.
Okay, that's fine.
At least it's a lot more comfortable this way anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, never appeared in court, of course. Especially not in that area where you just hop state to state in 20 minutes. An hour.
Just hang tight, I'll be right with you.
California body cam, y'all. If you watched California Body Cam's channel, they have a theme, a pretty regular, they're pretty consistent theme. I don't think I've ever seen a male get arrested on California body cam. I'm sure it's happened, but it's not coming to memory. All right, I'll do my feel good story. I'm trying to find I was trying to download a news. Speaking of which, I'm probably going to get a copyright hit for this. I was trying to download a video from a news station that covered this to shorten this. But all I can find was a 10-minute video. But there's a let me hit play and see. I haven't filtered this video, but this is my feel good story. You're not going to get many of these on Grammar School, but I'm going to play it because I thought this was kind of freaking amazing.
One of the hardest decisions I ever had to make, because to say to Austin, try and get show and get some help, everything goes through your head as a mum. Did I make the wrong decision by sending them?
Yeah, I just said, all right, not today, not today, not today. I have to keep on going.
Joanne, we'll start with you. Can you just tell us a little bit about what happened on Friday?
On Friday, we were actually packing up to come home, and we were going to have one little paddle along the bay and maybe spot fishing. And we got out there, and it seemed nice and calm to begin with. And then Austin rode out a little bit and followed him to we'll come back in.
So this is Australia. So yeah, Australian English.
The board flipped and we lost an oar. And so I went out to get him, grab him, take him back in. And in the midst of all that, the waves got a little bit higher. We were still very close to shore, so we were pretty good. And then we flipped again. We lost the second oar.
I flipped again, and then I lost the second oar.
So the second oar went, and then we had Bo here who came out in his little kayak to pull us back in, but the kayak started to fill with water, and we jumped out and emptied it. So it was in the ground part of it, and got back.
No, not at all. I'm gonna have to probably cut it and put it separately. But I was told I can't leave you hanging on Angel and Mr. Prose.
Back in, and I tried to row it in, but it kept filling up with water, so I couldn't pull the paddle boards back. I could see the danger in it, going, we're getting you dragged out a bit too far. And the waves kept coming and getting stronger. So Austin hopped in the kayak and he tried to pull us back, and it started to sink a little bit as well. One of the hardest decisions I ever had to make, because to say to Austin, try and get to shore and get some help, this could get really serious really quickly. Look, in the beginning, it was, we're going to be fine. Austin's going to make it back. And as we could see him in the distance, as he was getting into the bluer water and the lighter water, I was like, oh, he's got this. That's fine. As time went on, I was like, why? I haven't seen anyone come. And then I thought, well, the hotel will raise their alarm, because obviously we haven't signed these back in. So, you know, even if we overextended our time, after 3-4 hours, well, they would come looking for us. So we're all good, and we kept positive, and we were singing and we were joking, and we were falling in a lot. The waves got bigger. As the sun went down, I thought something's gone terribly wrong here. And my fear was that Austin didn't make it. And it's everything goes through your head as one. Did I make the wrong decision by sending him? Because I knew he was the strongest and he could do it. I would have never went, because I wouldn't have left the kids at sea, so I had to send somebody. There was no boats, there was nothing that we can get hold of. And then as it got darker, yeah, I thought there's no one coming to save us. This is us. And we were cold, we were shaking.
Austin did an incredible thing. He saved your lives. How do you feel?
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't really telling the story. I hate to skim over this part, because this part's but I'll let you guys go back and look into it, these interviews. Let me see if I get it. All right, so let me tell you from my perspective. All right, so the kid on the right, his name is Austin Appleby. The kid with the crutches. So what happened is they were out on kayaks, and they got pulled out a little bit further than they wanted to. And they got to a point where they couldn't paddle back. One of the kayaks was flipped over. He was with his mom, his 12-year-old brother, that's the brother, and he was with an 8-year-old sister. There you go. There's an article. 12-year-old brother and 8-year-old sister. And they were trying to paddle back, and they just couldn't get back. By the time they realized they needed help, they were 4 kilometers. They use kilometers out there. They use kilometer. They were 4 kilometers away from the shore. So Austin tries to take his boat, and he tries to get back to shore. Mom had to stay with his little brother and little sister. So he's trying to paddle back, or he's trying to just kind of float or swim with the kayak. Eventually, he bails on his life jacket. He bails on his kayak, and he swims for 4 hours to get to shore. 4 hours. Once he got to shore, he hiked another mile to get help. In the meantime, his brother, sister, and mother are floating further away from the shore. And I think then it took him another 4 hours to find them. So they're floating at sea for 8 hours total. And this kid heroically swims 4 miles to save him. Everybody was okay. He's not handicapped. I looked it up. The reason why he's got the crutches is because his muscles were so fatigued and so burnt out from this excursion. It's like 7 hours US. Yeah. And he's swimming. 4 hours freaking swimming. So by the time, so they were rescued because this kid, I'm scared to death of sharks, and that's like the only thing I can think of. I've watched like 5 of this kid's interviews. He doesn't mention sharks once. But this kid's he's a true hero, and I was gonna save this for a short, just for the heck of it, but since you guys are all sad about Mr. Prose, I figured I'd introduce you to Austin Appleby if you haven't seen the story on him. It's pretty amazing though. I was one time I was kayaking with my brother on the North Shore of Oahu, and we were kayaking out on the ocean, and we didn't realize the ocean was pulling us further than we thought. And so it took us like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes to get out to a certain spot in the ocean. And we turned around and we couldn't see the island anymore. It took us like 2 hours to row back. So it's pretty freaking scary. Anyway, that's my feel good. This is, I didn't mean to get the interview, but there's a bunch of really good 1-2 minute videos on this story. Tons of articles. This kid's probably the most famous kid in Australia lately. So, and that's why I don't do a lot of these, because I don't know how to end them. Plus, it's kind of hard to follow up Angel, who gets a DUI with a car full of dollar bills. But Leslie, everybody was okay. Everybody was okay. And now we get to meet a real world hero. We're not going to send him a gift basket, though. I'm sure he's gotten plenty of those. Yeah, kid's freaking awesome. 13 years old. Wait, I think he's 13. Yeah, 13. Swims 4 kilometers over 4 hours. God dang. And everybody's okay. I wonder how long he's on the crutches for. He was in a wheelchair at first. So, God, now I feel like I got to play a body cam. Because this one was like too much of a feel good story. Austin, wherever that girl is, you need to stay away from her. All right, guys, we're gonna go back to body cam after this in short court. Although I do have a 1 hour pro se video. Play something. No, I think I'm done. I got to finish 37 projects. All right, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much, mods. I'll be back with the regular scheduled programming tomorrow. And Erica, maybe I will premiere the pro se, because I know Mike did it because we jumped over there, but short court, yeah, like dwarfs, exactly. All right, well, one quick, never mind. I'm not good at telling short stories. All right, you guys are awesome. Who do we want to rate anybody? Oh shit, hold on. I actually thought of something we could stream real quick until we all right, let me know who you guys want to rate. I got an idea of something to play real quick. Hobbit court. Yeah, I'm in like those like 10, 20 minute court videos. What's that kid's name that we're always trying to hook up with people? Manny's like, did I send you the other stripper? I don't know, Manny, you probably did. I'll go back and look. Justice. Okay, Mark Baggett. Mark's still here. I'm gonna play one of his live streams to close us out. Oops. I still haven't watched the Super Bowl one, but I want to see this video with the stuff on his head. Oh shit, and I need to steal that freaking soft sit video too. Oh, Mark. Dang, he streamed for almost 5.5 hours. All right. So how much did Mark drink that night? The other one's a better one. All right. If you guys don't know Mark, I'm going to play. So I haven't actually seen this stream yet. I've been reading a book. That's what I've been doing on my off time. But I've seen some funny pictures. He's funny. Where is Mark? 18. I thought it was like 18. I've never seen drunk Mark before. I'm sure he's done boozing, but maybe I don't know. Try hit me, Mark. And if you're not already subscribed, by the way, speaking of subscribers, I've been stuck at 665. I think the 666 number is bad luck. Okay, hold on. We gotta find where's he wearing the twisted tee? I just want to see Mark. Okay, hold on.
I took A last night, you dumb boy.
See, as you can see,
oh god,
the more you fuck around.
All right, drunk Mark is just like sober Mark. No, Rusty. Then we'll go backwards. All right, see if you can think about where Mark was singing. Let's try to find that.
The more you're going to find out.
To appreciate you, going back and rewatching some of the classics. I guess that's what we want to call them.
Shit last night! You asked me! Yeah!
Oh, come on. We need more money.
That's on me and her fucking child!
All right, you know what? Let me go back a little bit. I need to just go back and... Oh, he clipped a bunch of stuff? Maybe he put in
shave
shorts.
it off, but that would be expensive, honestly. I mean, I've lived with.
What does he sing? All right, let's go to 3.
Bar. Oh boy.
I don't. Oh, I thought that was his computer.
And that was right up there with one of the Giants Super Bowls for the Patriots.
Ugh. Such a bad Super Bowl. All right, I'm going to go right to 3 hours. Nah.
Let's get on. Go to your location and get off.
All right, let me find somebody to...
You're screaming. I said, don't scream. I did turn around and put my hand on her shoulder, and I said, can you please stop? And that was the only time I touched her.
Did you, so after you guys have an exchange for you reach over, grab her badge, and take a picture of it?
I'm hungry.
I don't think I took a picture of her badge, no.
I have American Airlines witnesses. Send a little bit different of your story.
Okay.
You did touch her shoulder. That's what they say.
I did touch her shoulder on the bus.
And then she
we got a shoulder toucher.
She said, I'm being... She started screaming, and I said, nobody needs to
It's
hear.
technically a battery, just so you know. When you...
I'm going to be functional at 7 a.m. Or 10 a.m. night time for tomorrow. Or today, technically. I mean, I guess technically this is a Monday stream. In theory, if we're playing technicality, but... Oh, man. Hey, Night Wolf. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Sit down somewhere. Hey, we're gonna figure it out. I just need you to sit on the wall, and then we'll figure that out. Okay. Right there. That's perfect.
I heard halftime was pretty sweet. I've got Vlog Talk with Mike, State Boys, Louisiana. I don't see Biggin on here for some reason. Do you guys want to go to Vlog Talk with Mike, or do you guys want to go to State Boys, Louisiana? Yeah, I'm leaning toward Mike, but I can go either way. That's what she said. Anybody, but all right, let's try State Boys. Let's see how it goes. I didn't even know they do lives until the other day. All right. Yeah, 5 hours to sift through of stream. Yeah, he definitely seems like he's 100% same old Mark. Let's see the very end. Oh, there's his hair.
Tonight's stream. It is 4:55 a.m. here, so I am just gonna finish the rest of this final twisted tea that I got, and then I am most likely gonna be going up to bed because I need to sleep, I guess.
Dang, man, look at that hair.
Obviously, yeah. There's not going to be a regular stream at the regular time tomorrow, or today, rather. But still, I mean, this makes up for it, in my opinion. And the replay will be up for everyone who missed it.
Is that alcohol
But yeah,
free?
I appreciate all of your questions, all of your generosity and support. And real quickly,
Jug Mark.
I do want to thank everyone that contributed on tonight's stream. This last minute extravaganza, I guess is what we're going to call it. Thank you to Leslie for the 2.
Oh, what a nice guy! What a nice guy. We'll get him. We'll get him a girlfriend. By the way, is that is the Mark emoji still there? I can't see the emojis from here. StreamYard doesn't give me access to them. Oh, he didn't even start till late. Mark After Dark. Twisted Tea Mark. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging in with the trial. It was a trial. So, like I said, if I do it again, I have to be committed to time outside the normal schedule because that one was a little tough. I still thought it was interesting. And I thought Angel was interesting. I thought all of her dollar bills were interesting. And Mark's got an excellent head of hair. Maybe we'll introduce him to Angel. All right, you guys. You guys have you have a great night. I'll see you yes. See you when I see you. And mods, you're the best. Thank you.
Class dismissed. Yeah, you still showed up. Grammar school in session. One last pop quiz. What's up? To the idiots arguing with air, reading laws from a folding chair. To the Karens calling for the boss, then walking out in cuffs, all glossed. To the sovereign shouting, I don't consent. To the judge says, take a seat, that's contempt. We didn't come to make you over. We came to judge you, please get sober. Thank you and goodbye from grammar school. Hit that like, hit subscribe, you know the rule. Hey, if you left at the circus, you passed the test. Ring the bell, passes out, you're the best. Thank you and goodbye from grammar school. Watch them drop themselves straight into the pool. We came to judge you, please get sober. Show's done now, just bounce, it's over. You brought snacks, we brought receipts. Slow motion walk to the back row seats. When I know my rights turns into yikes. We rewind that moment you touch the spine. Chats and tears, comment section wild. Every tantrum like a big kid child. From the lobby to the holding cell over. We came to judge you, please get sober. Just bounce. Just bounce. Just go out the door. Learn the law, learn your name. If you're still mad, that's your issue. Someone pass that brain a tissue. Thank you and goodbye from grammar school. Hit that like, hit subscribe, you know the rule. Yeah. If you live through the cringe, you made the grade. Made the grade. Spelled it out for the legends. Thank you and goodbye from grammar school. From the first wild and class is over. Class is out. Say your thanks, take a bow. Hit subscribe. Dismissed for now. 1, 2, boom, thank you and goodbye from grammar school. Hit that like, hit subscribe, you know the rule. Yeah. If you live through the cringe, you made the grade. Close it out for the legends. Thank you and goodbye from grammar school. From the first file clip to the final. We'll get to judge you, please get sober. School bell rings and classes over. Just bounce. Just bounce. Say your thanks, take a bow. Hit subscribe, we're dismissed for now.